Hi, everyone. Just wanted to take a moment to talk a little bit about the graphs of lines in standard form, and then to talk about a couple of special cases with you. So obviously here, as you can see, I just have a random line. In this particular case, if you look over here at my sliders, um, A, B, and C are just kind of random numbers. In fact, normally you wouldn't have an A with 5.3, but for the sake of just moving things around, see if I move this, as you can tell, what's changing, right? Our x-intercept. Our y-intercept is not changing, but our x-intercept is. So the a value is going to affect the x-intercept exclusively. The b value here, see, that's not changing my x-intercept. That's just changing my y-intercept, all right? And then what is c doing? Well, it's just shifting it up and down, right? It's not really changing, um, you know, uh, how the line is slanted or anything like that. It's not affecting the slope at all. It's really just moving the line up and down. All right. So if you were to, we'll just move these all along their little thing, and you can see it's kind of flipping, doing some fun stuff. But if I were to pause that, bam, we have lines here. And ultimately, as you saw, no matter what, it still is a line. So that's good. And you'll notice it was never really horizontal or vertical, right? It kind of got close. We got close every now and then, and it was only maybe for a little moment, but it largely was slanted. So let's stop two of these. Okay. So I made C2, I made B -1. And what do you notice about A? It never really gets vertical, right? It doesn't get perfectly vertical, but there is a short moment that you end up with a horizontal line. All right, and I'm actually gonna see if I can shift that up a little bit so you can see it a little bit better. So I've made this a -2, so you can see it a little bit better. See, it gets vertical. It doesn't quite get vertical, but it does get horizontal now. Right, and now we're getting there. We're almost there, and as you can tell, it's super. Right about. Well, I was a little off, but ultimately, it is only horizontal in this scenario, right when A is 0. So if you have a horizontal line, that means your A is 0. So if you have a horizontal line, that essentially just means you're in this form. Okay? So if you are ever in the situation where you have by equals c, or just y equals, c over b or some number, y equals some number, that is going to be a horizontal line, right? Because we're saying y is equal to something. I don't care what it is. In this case, it's 2, right? Because it's -2 divided by -1. In this case, it's 2. But if you ever get a horizontal line, it just means you have y equals something. All right, so y is equal to this. And that's just saying that y is constantly this. It doesn't matter what x is. X could be any number. But ultimately, y is just going to be this one number. Every single value of x, y is this number. That's what that is meaning, right? And this is if you had this written in y-intercept, slope intercept form, this would be 0x plus, your b here, right? So this would be a slope of 0. Okay, so if you have a horizontal line, it's y equals something, your y-intercept. It's y equals your y-intercept. And it has a slope of 0. Now, obviously, as I'm sure you can gather now, so if I'm now going to make this one, I don't know, -2. Oh, -2. There we go. So now I'm going to make this one 0. And as you can see, we're getting closer and closer and closer. And now it is vertical. So when b is 0, this is a vertical line. So we get ax, b is 0, so it's 0 times y. which is just 0 equals c. So I get x is equal to c over a. And this right here, this is the x-intercept. And you actually don't have a slope in this one. It's an undefined slope, right? Because no matter what you're doing to y can change as much as you want. However, x, every time it changes, well, it doesn't change, right? So it would be dividing by 0. So that's why this would be a slope of undefined. But ultimately, if you ever end up with something of x equals c, if you ever get x equals a number, right? That just means it is going to be a vertical line where it crosses the x-axis at the x-intercept, and the x value does not change at all right? So ultimately, as a reiteration, when a is 0, you get y equals something, and that is a horizontal line. When b is 0, you get x equals something, and that is a vertical line. All right. I hope this provides a little bit of information. I'm going to let you play with this tool if you ever want to. But please reach out if you have any questions. Have a good day.